Welcome back to Market Call Recap on the Early Buffett YouTube channel. Today on Market Call, Thursday, June 20th, we had Colin Sazinski on the show who was talking technical analysis, which was kind of cool. He had three picks, Apple, GM, and Dollarama. Today, we are slightly down in the S&P 500, down 0.26%, 54.72. That is a kind of scary looking candle. I don't know. Is that engulfing? Is that a signal that things are headed lower? Who knows? I mean, I think we're probably due for a little pullback, if I do say so myself, but who knows what's going to happen, right? But, same with the NASDAQ. NASDAQ, big red candle right there. So not sure if this is kind of the start of a reversal here and maybe a pullback to one of the moving averages, but it'd be completely healthy. It's, a feature. It's a feature of the market, volatility. TSX settling in on that support, that we saw back in April. So 21.5, 21.550, 21.560, let's say. It's just hovering around there, finding support. So not sure where the next move will be, but those candles are not too pretty with the upper wick there. So a lot of selling pressure, especially in the Canadian market. Things aren't looking too great for our economy right now. So so let's get back to Colin's picks. He had Apple, which has gone sideways for quite a long time now. Just kind of bouncing around between 200 and 164. Call it 170-ish, right? 170-ish and 200. It's kind of been just bouncing around there before it gapped up and kind of went on this really nice tear here. We had this power move up, decisively through the $200 price point, which was pretty strong resistance for a couple of years. So power move up. He sees it, as continuing the momentum and getting back into a comfortable RSI. And you could see the RSI was just, trending up as well right down here, right? So strong for Apple. I mean, I hold Apple, but I have trimmed. I mean, it was just getting to be too big of a part of my portfolio. So I trimmed a little bit. I still hold some. I still intend to hold some. They make amazing products. I use all their products. And yeah, I think it's just a great company. So I'll probably always have a little bit of Apple in the portfolio. Well, what do we see in here? I mean, we're seeing a nice pullback here. Is it going to hold that 207 perhaps? Will it come back down to 200? Probably. I mean, I would think it'll, have some distribution here to kind of bring it back down to that $200 level. That's what I would think. But, that 200 is probably going to act as very strong support moving forward, which you can probably expect to see. So number 2 was GM. I also hold GM. I've held it for quite a while. I think I picked it up in the 50s, 55, I believe, ish area. So, and I was selling puts on it actually. So it was a good example of, selling puts, getting assigned to stock and it not really going your way. But I had every intention to hold the stock for the long term because I am, pretty bullish on the company. It's a good sideways trading stock too. I will eventually probably sell some calls on the position at some point, which could be interesting. But what are we seeing here on the chart right now is just a strong move. Really, let's just get this chart back into. Let's take a look. Back from November, you can draw this upward trending line right here. It's looking nice. It's staying within that line, which is something that you always want to see. So will it continue? Probably. I mean, it's blasted past all of these, this area of, 40, call it 42, 42 area was strong, resistance for a while. It broke through that decidedly back in March, and it continued. It bounced off of the 42 a couple times, and then it continued on its merry way. Now it's above all moving averages. technically it's super strong. So I could see how Mr. Szynski, why he likes, this name. Strong RSI, strong accumulation right now since, last November. So probably going to continue within this range here. But up here, you could probably, right now we're at this, critical, that symbolic $50 price target here, which is going to be definitely will act as resistance as well. So take with that what you will, but I would see probably some selling to start around 50. Probably going to, knock up against some serious resistance there at the 50 level, but I don't know. No one knows. If anyone tells you they know, they're lying, but this is just what the technicals are telling me. And of course, this is not financial advice. Like I always say, please read the disclaimer and consult a professional before doing all of your investment decisions. Last but not least was Dollarama, which is a very strong name here in Canada and has been for a very long time. If you wind back the chart, you can see it's just such an orderly rise, right? Just this constant accumulation, steady, long-term compounder. So, consumer spending is still strong. Dollarama is seen as kind of like a lower tier. So some people often, when times are tough, they'll go to Dollarama. You get a lot of stuff, even groceries nowadays, cheap, quite cheap at Dollarama. So, what do we see in here on the chart? We see this strong upward trend. Quite strong here. So, you could draw them how you will. I mean, this, the lower range here is interesting. I don't know. Sorry, it's probably going to be closer up here. Make the lower one. What's going on here? Okay, that's better. So, should continue on its merry trajectory right now. But if I clear these just for a second, just to have a look here, what I'm seeing as well is I'm seeing a little bit of, a pennant formation here. We got below, but you can also, in cases like these, it's kind of small, but you can see this pennant, right? Now we're getting, we're consolidating here quite a bit. So this is a lot of pent-up energy here. Is it going to make a decisive move higher or lower? No one knows. My hunch would be higher, just because it's, it'll continue the trend as long as nothing kind of knocks it out of its way, right? The trend will continue until something, knocks it in the opposite direction. So I'm seeing a little pennant, little triangle here, which could, blast off upwards or downwards. So we'll see. But over the long term, there's nothing really to complain about this chart. If you're a Dollarama holder, you're probably pretty happy. So last but not least, let's just take a quick look at our pal. Our pal NVIDIA, which is continuing on its tear here, but that is a huge red candle right now. So I don't know. Look out below, perhaps. I think, I think we're probably due for a retracement here to one of the moving averages at least. Which one is anyone's guess? I mean, this thing has legs; it can just keep going forever. So who knows? A lot of hype around this, but I wouldn't expect. I would expect a pullback, I should say, right now, but who knows? This thing just keeps going. So, but that's an interesting looking candle right there. So, a lot of technicians are probably got their eyes on that candle right there. So we'll see what happens today. But that's all the time. Thanks so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Be sure to like, subscribe, leave a comment, get the conversation going. And until next time, have a great one, and I'll see you tomorrow for the Friday edition. Thanks so much. Take care.